Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, is it time? Is it time for Bitcoin to finally break out of its 9-week losing streak? Is this the week for a big reversal and a big week overall? Well, there are a lot of things I want to talk about, so let's take a look. Welcome back. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit that notification bell to get notified of all my streams. Follow me on social media. Check out CryptosRUs.com and follow me on the brand new CryptosRUs Clips channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully you guys are doing good today. Happy Sunday. And right now, Bitcoin is closing in right around $30,000. So overall this weekend, just slow and steady upwards, very little. But I was surprised to see this. Excuse me. The fear index is at 10. 10. Why did it go down? Yesterday it was 14 and today is 10, even though Bitcoin is up and most altcoins are up today too. So why would fear drop down even lower? I don't quite understand that. But nevertheless, there are still a lot of fearful people out there, and we have this clump of fear. Not just fear, extreme fear. And this is something I always pay attention to. In fact, yesterday's stream was about that. This clump of fear. Same number of fear, I guess, days as before during the COVID crash and during the bear market crash, or bottom, I should say, of 2018. So very, very similar right now. But there are still a lot of very fearful people out there just waiting for a sign, right? Either that or waiting for a dump. And they could be waiting forever, just like all those previous times when they were waiting below 4,000 and waiting for 1,000, and now we're 10 times higher. So sometimes you can wait forever and never have that opportunity. So this week, obviously, there's a couple big things. Number one is, if we close tonight above 29.4, we will finally break through this. That's a lot of downs, okay? A lot of weeks, consecutive weeks, not one green week. So you could argue this is one of the rough patches, one of the worst rough patches for Bitcoin, even though the overall down period is not as much as some of the previous downturns. But those times, at least we had some kind of relief rally. This time, not so much, right? So can we finally break through it? We just need to be above 29.5, basically. And I do think we will. And that could be the sign. There's a lot of, I mentioned people, and not just people. There's a lot of corporations, a lot of whales. They got their bots programmed looking for this kind of signal, right? So this could finally be coming. So we could finally see a good relief rally, and we could see a good reversal from our bottom of 25,000. So this week, very, very interesting and exciting. But that's not the only thing. There is something else that's coming, and I'm going to share with you that in a little bit. But we have another Fudster out there, okay? It has not been easy so far. So many down weeks, and U.S. market is not doing any better. U.S. market is doing worse. All the indexes are doing bad, and that's because we have a lot of Fudsters. I like to call them Fudsters because they like to spread FUD. So last week we had Jamie Dimon, who said this: brace yourself because we're going to be in a world of hurt, an economic hurricane caused by the Fed and Ukraine war. Now, today, or yesterday, Goldman Sachs president warns the same thing: unprecedented economic shock and tougher times ahead. A lot of Fudsters out there. And these are not just nobodies. These are the heads of some of the major banks out there, right? What does this mean? Should we take their word for it? Should we believe that they really, really, really believe this, that even though we had such a rough 6 months, it's going to get much, much worse? Or are they trying to spread that FUD a little bit longer so that they can still continue to pick up at low prices? Or it could be a combination of two. But these guys have been known to share a lot of FUD and do the exact opposite, to buy things low while they're causing more fear and uncertainty and doubt, right? So I expect this will continue for quite some time. There will still be a lot of people that are spreading FUD, is ultimately what they want is to make more money, to fear people out of their wealth, their investments, so they could pick up more on the down low, right? Even Robert Kiyosaki said it too. Now this one is, I guess, is a pretty good responsibility. It's not what happens that counts, it's how you respond to what happens, and that makes the difference in life, okay? It's like, I plan on coming out richer and stronger. Let's come out richer together. So basically, what he's saying is, yeah, what happened, happened. So what? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to get scared out like what these guys want you to do? Do you want to just panic sell and get out of the market? Or do you want to make the smart moves, learn from this, right, and come out smarter and richer, which is what almost every single investor or billionaire, right? Anyone that's made it will tell you the same thing. That's what you do. You buy when others are fearful. You buy when everyone seems to be bearish, and that's when you buy in and you make your wealth when things come back up, right? So that is, I believe, what's going on right now. There's a lot of people that's spreading FUD still because they really want to just buy low. And that's what I've been telling you guys, to stay strong, stay positive, focus on the future, and DCA if you can. That is what I have been doing. And I've been doing a little bit more of that recently because I do believe that we have found that bottom in 25K. But even if I'm wrong, somehow we go back there, we go lower, I will continue to buy more because that's the way to do it. Now, a year ago, El Salvador. It's been a very, very quick year. Seems like it's only been a few months, but a year ago, El Salvador became the very first country to make Bitcoin legal tender. Very first country ever in history. And since then, we had another country jump in, and we have many others that are looking to do the same thing. But man, it just goes to show you, even though we think Bitcoin has been around for a long time and that it can't possibly get any bigger or more wide spread, worldwide adoption, or just overall awareness, purchasing, buying, holders, all that good stuff, right? Can't possibly get any better. Well, just keep in mind that the first country that adopted Bitcoin legal tender was only a year ago. And there's many hundreds of other countries waiting to do the same thing still. Very early indeed. All right, just a couple other things. Positive things, of course. Metrics and models and indicators that show that the reversal already happened and we are heading higher. Here's one that measures rate of change of supply. This is from Plan C, and whenever this happens and whenever we flip above the green mark, well, that usually is followed by some pretty good upward movement, right? And this is really measuring the number of like short-term holders versus long-term holders. So this one tells you exactly from On-Chain College the number of holders under 6 months, and it's down to 23.1%, right? So it's really about driving the newcomers out. That's really what it comes down to, because once the newcomers are out, what you're left with are just the old holders that will continue to hold on DCA, right? So we are at a point where we're lower than 2015, 2018, 2020. All those major corrections, we have even less short-term holders than all those previous times. Think about that. That's how oversold, or how scary it has been that we actually have less than even those times when Bitcoin fallen like 80%, right? So to put things in perspective, that's pretty amazing to think about. Of course, whales are still stacking. I mean, this is pretty staggering if you look at it. Number of addresses with over 10,000 Bitcoins, yeah, that's flying up there. That's flying up there. And, I showed this, I think, yesterday, the logarithmic growth curve. Whenever you have, this is only the second time ever in history for Bitcoin that it has broken the bottom part of this growth curve. First time was during COVID crash, right? Thought Bitcoin was dead. I didn't, but many thought it was dead. It quickly recovered, and now we're below that point too. So again, a lot of good stuff happening right now. A lot of good stuff happening, and a lot of signs that show, yes, we are heading higher. And it's just not Bitcoin. So number of addresses holding 0.1 coin for ETH. This is Ethereum, Ether, all-time high. People are very hopeful about Ethereum and Ethereum 2.0 as well. And this is the number of addresses sending ETH to the exchanges. It's basically dropping to near zero. Basically, no one is trying to sell ETH at this point. Why would you after it's down already 50, 60%, right? So again, right now, the market is held by long-term holders. Short-term investors or short-term traders, they are getting out. But this market is dominated by long-term holders, and that is why we will continue forward. We will find that true path, and we'll continue forward, and that's why it's good to be in the game and be picking up right now. All right, and then the last few things I just want to mention quickly about Chainlink. A lot of you guys are Chainlink fans, and I guess this is the Solana news too. Chainlink finally integrates with Solana. So now you could use Chainlink and use their price feeds within Solana's ecosystem, all the DEXs that exist, right, can now use Chainlink. So this is pretty positive, I think, for Solana. I don't know why it took so long, right? And Solana needs some good news right now. I think today it's up slightly because, a lot of issues right now with Solana's, continuous outages and stuff like that, and the leaders not being very humble. So yeah, there's a lot of FUD around Solana right now, but this definitely helps it going forward. Every chain, every DeFi project really needs to hook up to Chainlink, and that's because they have 2.3 billion on-chain data points. That's how important they are. This is why I think Chainlink is very, very important to the whole ecosystem, even though sometimes they're just very boring, but they're definitely the one utility project that you never want to see go down, right? And today is Chainlink's 3rd year mainnet anniversary. So it hasn't been too long. Again, those of us that's been in it for a while, we think that, crypto has been around for decades, and these projects have been around decades, like Microsoft or Google or something. No, they've only been around for a few years. Most of them are within 5 years, right? And a lot of them are within just 2-3 years. So that's why it's still very early. You don't want to give up on them, at least not yet. All right, that is pretty much it. You know what? Overall, it's not bad. Not a bad day, but it could get a lot better this coming week. So let's do this. All right, let's do Q&A. All right, let me scroll up and make sure I didn't miss anything. Someone says, I'm not touching Solana. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I forgot. There's one big other event I said I was going to mention. I didn't forget. We got a new member, Oleg, or upgrade member. Thank you for that. I did forget about this. This week, we also have very big event at Friday. From an economic standpoint, that is when the CPI number comes out. Okay, June 10th, we will get another CPI reading, and it's anticipated that we will go down further. We went from 8.6 in March down to 8.3 in April. If we go down even slightly to 8.2, right, does show that we are reversing when it comes to CPI, at least. CPI doesn't measure everything in terms of inflation, but it's a step in the right direction. So this could also be very huge on Friday, right? So that is also something to pay attention to. Yes. All right. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Bullish Stevie says, I'm excited for game 2 tonight. Golden State, they better pull this one out, or it's over. If they lose 2 in a row at home, it's over for them. So they better figure it out. My question is, why is Vauld USDC staking safer than Anchor? Thanks. First of all, Anchor was just for UST. Okay, so it wasn't staking for USDC. So that's a big difference. And number 2 is Vauld is, well, they're centralized. They're not decentralized. So that's a negative towards it, but they have been around for years now. There are still a lot of risks, but your fundamental thing is you're comparing 2 stable coins that should not be compared to each other. So there's a big difference between USDC and UST. What do you think about Midas token? I don't know much about Midas token. It sounds familiar, but I don't recall what it is. Midas DAO, Metas DAO. I don't know this one. Ethereum layer 2 rollup platform. So they're a layer 2 platform. Yeah, I'm just gonna say I don't know enough about them, but there's way too many L2s already. So I don't know if they can make it. They probably will survive, but I don't know if they could ever become one of the big L2s. DeFi Owl, I appreciate that. Ken Wood, thank you. Let's see. Big short squeeze this month? Well, I hope so. We've been having way too many long squeezes, okay? The shorts have been winning, obviously, because we had 9 straight consecutive down weeks, right? But once we get that short squeeze going and the short starts getting liquidated more and more and more, well, we could see the same thing happen in reverse. That's for sure. Adrian, I don't know. Thank you. Appreciate that. Why do I hate the Celtics? I don't hate them. It's not a team I can get behind. I don't know. There's something about that team. How soon before Soul Classic? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Okay. Let's see. What else? Someone says I hate the Celtics too. Uncle Mike, thank you. Mazzy, I don't know why you're writing it that way. Basically, you're asking about Cardano's hard fork. I have no comment about it. Hopefully, it goes through. But basically, Cardano wants to scale, and that's the next phase. There's a few more phases, scaling and then governance finally. But Cardano is sitting pretty right now because if you look at the top 10, on CMC, and then you look at who's left in terms of layer ones, right? You have Ethereum, which a lot of people are skipping over because they think it's too big. So then what else is there? You have BNB, and then you have Cardano, you have Solana. That's out of top 10. And if you put Polkadot in there at 11, right? But right now, there's a lot of FUD against Solana. Obviously, Terra has dropped off. So really, you just have Cardano and BNB and Ethereum, right? So I think Cardano is actually gaining a lot of ground, a lot of attention because of all the Solana FUD right now. And rightfully so. I mean, Cardano, I've been supporting Cardano for years now. I made a mistake too before thinking that it was never going to amount to anything, and it has. But, a lot of people have attacked Cardano for a long time, including the Solana guys, including the founder of Solana. And now, not looking too good for them. Bay Area MC. No, I never told you to buy sheep. But, okay, whatever floats your boat. If you like it, great. All right. I think that's pretty much it. I'm about to pull a point break and get more funds for crypto. So if you don't hear from me for a while, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. How do you plan on getting your funds? I guess that's the question. All right. Elron, someone says. Elron isn't bad. Obviously got a lot weaker recently, but they were just starting out and building out their ecosystem, especially DeFi and bridges and all that good stuff. So they still need some time to kind of expand from there. Are you planning on attending NFT Con in Vegas, October, a Rare Bloom in October, 2 Cardano events? I didn't even know about them. I'll look into it. I need to take a vacation in October anyway, so I might as well do something and check out some crypto conferences. Thanks for letting me know. I'll take a look. I'll take a look. All right, guys. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Stay strong, my friends. If you didn't watch the interview I posted last night, very late, check it out. I think I was asked some other questions. I think it's newer perspective. I think it's pretty good. But in the meantime, enjoy your Sunday. We will see this week what happens with Bitcoin. I think it's going to finally break out of that 9-week losing streak and head forward. But I've always been telling you guys, to focus long term. Focus on the future. Focus on the growth and adoption of the fundamentals of Bitcoin. Because short term, doesn't matter what happens, there will always be people spreading FUD trying to drive you out. And when you do, you lose. And you don't want to lose to these big whales or billionaires that obviously have done it for a very long time. They're very good at what they do. But you don't want to fall for those guys. You want to stay strong. Bitcoin always finds a way. All right. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.